Alright, what we have today is a Razer Blade 14 2014. Came in with the issue of not powering up. And please bear with me, I only got 2 hours of sleep last night and I'm exhausted. Anyway, here's the laptop. We see we get no power. Let's try plugging it in just to make sure. Plug it in. We still have no power. So, yep, it's completely dead. So, let's figure out why this thing is completely dead. Oh, please be a T5. Oh, it's a T4, isn't it? Crap. This is a T5. There we go. Now, being that this is the 2014 model, there's a good chance it could be our main power MOSFETs that have kicked the bucket. But there's, could really be anything that's just something that's at least likely. Guess we'll see as soon as we open it. Alright, so the case off. Let's take a look here. No visual damage initially on any of those FETs, so it looks like our issue is probably something else. I don't see anything burned on this side of the board at least. Oh, and the person sent it with no SSD, that figures. Okay. Well, we're going to start by testing some power rails that we can while the board's still in. So, grab our charger. Plug it in. Check voltage. So really the only rail we can check here before we take the board out be our MOSFETs, see what's going on with those. So alright, so we got our lovely board here. Put this aside. Alright, well, we're going to need this plugged in for testing on our voltage rails. So we're going to plug this back in. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, I see. Well, before I even look under my microscope, I already see a little bit of visual damage. Well, okay, first of all, this is a board someone previously worked on. Ah, great. That always happens. There is a whole pile of nasty flux all around this charge controller, and the charge controller looks burned. Q21. Looks like, I don't know, there's a little bit of something on it. little bit of discoloration, might be flux or something else, I'm not sure. And this is just the view without even my microscope, but being as this device has all this this charge controller does not look good. It looks burned. And let's take a better look at it here. I'm going to take a look at this from under my microscope and see what someone did to it. So I'm going to see if I could actually pull up my microscope camera for the first time and see if I could show you. Okay. Okay. I need to straighten up a resistor and a capacitor up here real quick. So, hold on a second. Okay, let's grab a new chip. This. 5 volts, 12.32 volts, 3.3 volts. All of our voltage rails are present. All of our main ones anyway. Let's see if this thing turns on. Okay, we still have no fan spin. So, there's another issue here. All the voltage rails in the back are present. Let's see what's on here, up here. Remember, on the back of the board, I did mark that one FET that had a little bit of, I said had a little bit of corrosion on it. I'm not even gonna bother testing it. I don't even know what its value is supposed to be off the top of my head. But I'm gonna replace it. And if this doesn't fix it, then we'll really have to get into troubleshooting. So, but hopefully this is an easy repair and this fixes it. Well, you're missing from that donor board. Try this one. Oh, they're missing from this donor board too. Let's see. Oh man, they're missing from this donor board too. Common fault. Let's see. How many boards left? Okay. Here we go. Alright, so my camera cut out. I'm not sure where it cut out, but we replaced this semiconductor here, transistor, this PQ27. I didn't even test this one to bother testing it. I just replaced it for two reasons, and that's because PQ27, PQ16 here, they both commonly fail. Same thing applies to PD6, PD5 over here. Those also commonly fail. And but the reason I replaced PQ27 in particular is because, as you saw in the beginning, there's a bit of corrosion on top of it. I don't know if it was corrosion or it was flux or it was some type of something was on top of it. Even though it didn't look like any of it had contact with the pins, I still replaced it. And yeah, and that's about all I did besides replace the charge controller, which that's only because some guy took a heat gun to it for me. I saw there's a puddle of flux around it, so. Let's see if this turns on. So, fan plugged in. And as you see, we have fan spin. So, assuming this board is working, we could throw it back in a case and make sure we get an image on the screen just to verify. So let's do that. Give me 1 second here. Of course, if we're done here, all that flux is going to be cleaned up, so don't worry about that. Okay, before my battery dies again, let's see if this thing is working. So we actually just have it hooked up to battery right now. I don't know if the battery has a charge or not, but we'll find out. Okay, battery must have a charge because the fan is spinning. Let's see if we get an image on the screen. And we get an image on the screen, and there's no SSD in it, so it's just going to boot to BIOS. So there's a repair. Thanks for watching.